Yo, what is good, YouTube? Krishan checking back in with another video. This year's New York Pro definitely did not disappoint, and not even just the top two. I think we had a very good top 10 at the 2024 New York Pro. But you guys are currently looking at the top two call out from finals of Nick Walker and Martin Fitzwater. Now, I wanted to come on here today, take a look at the scorecards. As you guys know, there was only 1 point separating Martin and Nick at prejudging and finals. And being honest with you guys, when I heard last night that Nick was only ahead by 1 point after prejudging, I was like, there's no way that's possible based off what I was seeing on the live stream. Granted, the live stream was going in and out a lot, but taking a look at the footage I'm showing you guys today, I can definitely see while Martin was only behind by 1 point at prejudging and at finals. And I'll even go as far as to say, I can see someone making a serious argument for Martin Fitzwater actually winning this show. Now, prior to the show, I said I believe that Martin can crack the top 6 this year, but honestly, I didn't expect him to look this good at this year's New York Pro. And again, slight apology to Martin because after prejudging, I said I preferred Tonio, but I was dealing with a live stream that was in and out. Martin truly brought it to this year's New York Pro, and I guess I'm giving Martin so much praise because if Nick Walker slipped just a little bit at this show, if his midsection wasn't in control, if Nick was a little bit off with conditioning, Martin would have definitely got the nod. And if Martin would have defeated Nick, he would have been in the conversation for top 3 or top 4 at this year's Olympia. But honestly, I don't think it's too far-fetched to say that Martin could possibly end up in this year's top 6. And I do want to give credit to the mutant Nick Walker for getting his second New York Pro victory, but honestly, after seeing the HD footage of Martin, I was truly blown away by what he brought to New York. It was definitely his all-time best. But let's actually take a look at the scorecards. So the two circled in red are of Martin and Nick. Nick had a score of 4 at the prejudging, 4 at the finals, and finished with a total score of 8. Martin had a score of 5 at prejudging, 5 at finals, and finished with 10. So Martin ended up losing to Nick by only 2 points. And a lot of us expected Nick Walker to come into this show and absolutely dominate, including myself. But Martin truly brought it to this show and pushed Nick. Third place was Tonio Burton. Tonio had a score of 9 and 9, finished with 18. So he was about 8 points behind Martin. Beef Stew, who was in 4th place, Stewart had a score of 12 and 12, finished with 24. So Tonio was closer to Stuart Sutherland than he was to 2nd place Martin Fitzwater. And I'm not going to go through this entire scorecard, but I also want to mention that 5th place Christian Walski, he placed ahead of Quinton Eriya by 6 points overall. So Quint wasn't necessarily close to that 5th place spot. But I wanted to mention that because we're going to talk about Quinton Eriya next and what happened to him at this year's New York Pro. So Quint actually put up a post this morning and the caption reads, "Placed 6th at the New York Pro. Don't congratulate me. Don't try to console me. Nobody's words will do anything to me right now outside of my coaches. On to the next." So after reading that, I would say that Quint is not very happy with his 6th place finish, but he isn't going to cry about it. He doesn't want people to act like he won something and he did not. Quint is just going to go back to the drawing board and put in more work. Looking forward to hearing if Quint is going to shut it down or continue to compete. Pretty sure most of us would agree. Unfortunately, Quint probably needs to shut it down. He does have a crazy physique. He's definitely made improvements, added more size. Rear lat spread looks a lot better. Quinton has no problem getting in shape, but he's a taller guy. He's going to have to be bigger. And I said this, I believe, to EP09. It's just tough being a bodybuilder over 6 feet. In reality, we haven't had many that were successful. Arnold, Paul Dillett, Lou Ferrigno, Gunter Schlierkamp, and I mean the only one that won the Mr. Olympia out of those guys was Arnold. It's very tough being a bodybuilder over 6 feet, and Quint just still needs more time to grow into his frame. Guys like Samson and Andrew, taller guys, basically have to compete at 280, 290, possibly even 300 plus pounds to be competitive. And unfortunately, even though Quint has the crazy structure, crazy genetics, he's probably going to have to be close to 300 pounds to be truly competitive. Let me know in the comment section below, what do you guys think? Maybe not 300, maybe 280, 290, but You guys get where I'm going. And I also wanted to briefly talk about the results of 212 from the 2024 New York Pro, and we did have somewhat of an upset. 6th in the world, Oleh Kryvyi took out 4th in the world, Kerrith, and Kerrith was the reigning New York Pro champion at the time. Oleh Kryvyi also edged Kerrith out by just 1 point. 3rd place, we had Francisco Barrios. 4th place, to the far left, we had Cristian Zagarella. Beautiful shape, brought somewhat of a classic look to the stage. And to the far right, I believe that's Fabricio Moreira. Great look, very thick, dense bodybuilder. All 5 of these guys truly brought it. Oleh Kryvyi is headed back to the Mr. Olympia. And taking a close look at the images from the show, I don't think anyone would disagree with Oleh getting the nod, but maybe we could discuss 4th place Zagarella placing higher than Francisco, who placed 3rd. But that's going to be the video for today, you guys. Tomorrow we will be back to our regular scheduled programming as far as bodybuilding news. But I hope you guys did indeed enjoy this video. And if you have not done so already, be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'm Krishan from Go Fitness, and that's it. I'm out.